Most people don't realize when they start being nice because it rarely begins as a conscious choice. It begins as a survival strategy, an unspoken adaptation formed long before words could describe it. A method of navigating the world that tells the nervous system this version of me is safer, more acceptable, and less likely to be rejected. From early childhood, we learn that certain parts of ourselves are welcomed and others are not, and we adjust our behavior accordingly. When we are agreeable, calm, polite, and easy to manage, we are accepted. When we are angry, emotionally direct, or honest in ways that make others uncomfortable, the room shifts. Approval is withdrawn, and love feels conditional. At first, this adaptation works. People like us, conflict is avoided, and we feel a sense of safety and belonging that can be intoxicating. But over time, niceness comes at a subtle, hidden cost. What begins as an emotional strategy slowly transforms into self-erasure. A tightness forms in the chest when we say yes, but mean no. A silent resentment builds when we help those who never truly see or appreciate us, and an exhaustion develops that no amount of sleep can resolve. Niceness is often confused with kindness or empathy, yet they are fundamentally different. True kindness stems from self-respect, free from the fear of conflict or rejection. While niceness is motivated by avoidance, a constant effort to keep the environment comfortable at the expense of one's own authenticity. Honesty, which feels far more threatening than anger or rebellion, suppressed because it risks disapproval, disappointment, and the feeling of being seen too clearly. When parts of ourselves are denied expression, they do not disappear. They retreat into the unconscious, forming what Jung described as the shadow, the collection of impulses, emotions and desires that were rejected, not because they are inherently wrong, but because they threatened early approval. For the chronically nice person, the shadow often holds anger, assertiveness, desire, and honest qualities that are neither evil nor malicious, but simply disallowed in the pursuit of being loved and accepted. This suppressed energy does not vanish quietly. It leaks out in indirect ways. Sarcasm, passive resistance, emotional withdrawal, or sudden outbursts that surprise both the person and those around them, signaling the existence of a divided inner life. Living with this division creates anxiety, depression, and a constant sense of internal tension. Every interaction becomes a negotiation. What can be said safely? What must be softened? What must be withheld? Life becomes a performance, and connection feels exhausting rather than nourishing. Early lessons about compliance, conflict avoidance, and emotional regulation teach the nervous system that honesty is dangerous. As this lesson persists into adulthood, shaping relationships, self-perception, and overall well-being. Niceness, in this sense, is not a personality trait, but a deeply ingrained emotional strategy, a sophisticated art of predicting reactions, minimizing friction, and prioritizing external approval over internal truth. And while it may initially feel intelligent, mature, or emotionally aware, over time it exacts a profound cost: the constant suppression of one's authentic self. Jungian psychology provides a lens to understand this pattern. Jung believed that denied parts of the self accumulate in the unconscious, forming the shadow, which does not disappear, but grows stronger with continued suppression. Anger, desire, assertiveness, and honesty, all qualities that the nice person refuses to express, remain alive, waiting for acknowledgement. The shadow does not seek domination, it seeks recognition. When ignored, it manifests through dreams, emotional reactions, and patterns in relationships. Compelling the person to confront these previously unacknowledged parts, the tragedy of niceness is that it is often mistaken for moral virtue. Goodness that requires self-erasure is not morality. It is fear disguised as virtue. True kindness is flexible, adaptable, and rooted in self-respect. Niceness, in contrast, is rigid, denying the body's signals and emotions for the sake of maintaining harmony. Suppressing honesty and authentic expression creates instability and resentment. Niceness teaches us to say yes automatically, to prioritize others' comfort above our own needs, and to monitor and edit ourselves continuously. Over time, we lose connection to our own feelings, desires, and instincts. This internal division results in physical, emotional, and mental strain, tightness in the body, unexplained anxiety, and exhaustion. Niceness motivates behavior through fear, the fear of conflict, rejection, discomfort, or losing love, while kindness is grounded and free from these compulsions. And honesty serves as the foundation that aligns intention, action, and self-perception. Emotional honesty is necessary for integration. It allows the nervous system to relax, resentment to dissipate, and internal negotiations to cease. By acknowledging anger, assertiveness, desire, and unmet needs, we can establish boundaries without cruelty, express disagreement without harm, and stop lying quietly to ourselves. Honesty does not require harshness or dominance. It requires presence, alignment, and a willingness to feel what is felt, need what is needed, and express what is true. It is a practice, a gradual reorientation toward internal alignment, where each act of clarity teaches the nervous system that truth does not equal abandonment. This process often disrupts relationships. Some become quieter, others fall away, while others deepen unexpectedly, revealing which connections were authentic and which depended on our performance of niceness. The reward is not control or dominance, but the quiet relief of living without constant self-erasure, of no longer shrinking to maintain harmony, and of reconnecting with the parts of ourselves long suppressed. Growth feels unfamiliar because the nervous system equates new behaviors with danger, echoing past experiences where honesty brought punishment, rejection, or uncertainty. Gradual practice of honesty, small truths, observed reactions, and self-compassion introduces safety, allowing internal alignment and emotional freedom to emerge. Integration of the shadow does not require acting out suppressed impulses. It requires acknowledgement and acceptance. Anger becomes information, desire becomes direction, assertiveness becomes boundaries, and honesty becomes a tool for authentic living. Suppression creates instability. Integration creates choice. Being honest filters relationships, leaving those that are genuine and revealing those built on compliance. Psychological growth is about wholeness, not mere moral goodness. Wholeness includes softness and strength, care and boundaries, empathy and truth. Niceness prioritizes performance over authenticity, while kindness and honesty allow alignment between self and world. Awareness of where we compromise ourselves for approval is the first step toward reclaiming authenticity. Over time, practicing honesty gradually loosens fear and reinforces that authenticity does not destroy connection. Emotional honesty aligns internal experience with external action, quieting internal noise and reducing resentment. Niceness disguises fear as virtue and can imprison, while honesty restores alignment, clarity, and peace, permitting a life lived fully without self-abandonment. Ultimately, growth is not about becoming someone new, but reclaiming the self that was hidden, stopping patterns of pleasing at the expense of truth, and embracing a life where authenticity, kindness, and honesty coexist in harmony. By stopping the habit of disappearing to maintain peace, one reconnects with internal truth, allowing a life where exhaustion, tension, and quiet resentment give way to relief, clarity, and alignment with self. This is the essence of Jungian individuation, acknowledging, expressing suppressed parts of the self without harm, claiming wholeness, and learning to live honestly in a world that once rewarded only the softened version of oneself. Niceness is no longer necessary. Kindness can exist freely. Honesty can guide interactions. And life, when lived aligned with truth, becomes profoundly relieving, peaceful, and real. Each choice to honor one's own needs, feelings, and voice is an act of reclaiming selfhood, a step toward wholeness, and a departure from fear disguised as virtue. In this journey, one learns that they were never meant to shrink, censor, or perform for love and approval, and that alignment, authenticity, and clarity bring a peace that niceness alone could never achieve. May the body, mind, and heart finally settle, no longer split between performance and truth. And the nervous system gradually unlearns the reflexive fear of expression, allowing a life in which honesty, kindness, and authentic presence coexist harmoniously, revealing the depth and fullness of the self in ways that were long denied but always waiting.